welcome to Crits and Knits, Just the Knits episode. Hi!
It's knits and knits.
It's Knits and Knits, and Knits and Knits.
And knits and knits and knits and knits.
How's everyone doing? How's everyone's knitting? There's the right answer, the question.
I have
It's
some knitting.
crochet. That's how my knitting's going.
Nice.
You're knitting, so that means your knitting is off the hook.
Oh.
Bye. Good night. I'm out.
Good seeing ya. Yep.
Please join us on the Dad Jokes channel in our Discord for more of the same.
Oh, man.
Stop trying to drive people away from the Discord, Greg.
Oh, goodness.
That will just attract a particular set of people to the Discord.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The good ones.
Yeah,
I'll even out.
debatable.
Yeah. Oh, well, I am mad at my knitting right now.
Yeah,
Tell
you were
us.
bitching, you were
Tell.
bitching about it before you hit the go button, and I want to hear what was going on.
So, okay, let me get
Wait,
some stuff
before
away.
you tell us, point out you've got a lovely shirt talking about how knitting is your
Yes!
love language,
Knitting is my love language.
and you're about to tell us about all the pain in
All
your
this
knitting.
bullshit in my knitting.
Because love is pain. Anyone who
So-
says otherwise is selling
That's
something.
just so ass.
We'll start off with saying I finished the body of this adorable little baby sweater that I'm working on. That is actually a
cute.
toddler sweater because yarn weights make a difference.
I was gonna say, that's not a little
You
baby sweater.
size.
That's a big baby sweater.
And it's hard to tell here, but this is the front panel, or the button band. And I did indeed run out of yarn before I hit the button band. So I did order 2 more balls of Knit Picks Brava Bulky. And it is definitely a different colorway, like a different dye lot, which makes sense because the original yarn is like 5 years old. So,
Sure.
things happen. But I did the change at the button band, so it's okay.
It's a logical place for a change. You're good.
The button band has this really lovely, let's see if I can, it's hard to show it. Let's see if
It's like a scalloping.
this light is a lot, but okay. It's
Yeah.
like a basket weave.
Right?
Cute.
So it's a really cute woven border. And then you're supposed to pick up for pockets. And I've started picking up the second pocket. And it is not doing the basket weave. It's doing like weird braid columns. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But I'm very frustrated. This is my second time doing it. And it's not looking the same because this one is like nice and tightly woven. And this one is just blah, 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 and like columny and weird.
Sorry,
So-
can you make that sound again?
I was about to ask, is that a technical term?
Yes.
Yes.
But
That is that is the sound that an octopus would make talking about their knitting.
yes.
Yep.
But it's like zigzaggy rows instead of a neat tight waffle weave. So I'm gonna have to pull it out again, and I'm frustrated.
Have you tried lighting it on fire?
No, because this is acrylic, so it's just gonna melt.
Oh, it'll just melt.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
But it might tighten it up a little bit.
it might, but the rest of the sweater is so cute.
Really is.
But I was going to put pockets on because it's going to be appropriately sized for a 4-year-old, and 4-year-olds need pockets.
Gotta
They do.
have a
You
place to
have
put
to
your
put-
rocks.
Exactly.
Your acorns.
Your frogs.
your
Yes.
boogers.
All the stuff
Yep.
that kids collect needs to go in
But
pockets,
if you leave it in open weave, they cannot put sand in it.
which Mom will appreciate.
Yeah.
So you should line the pockets. Right.
Yeah.
For extra shenanigans.
Extra fun. No, I won't do that to this poor little one's mom. I like her. She's nice. She doesn't deserve more sand in her washing machine than she'll already end up with. Because I also know the dad. Between the two of them, they're going to have a kid who fills his pockets, I'm sure. But that's okay. That's what
I
pockets are for.
don't know. I honestly I've heard about kids like Hollow was when he was little, who he was kind of a prissy kid who like wore all of the all like the nicer clothes and wouldn't get them dirty. So he's the exception to the rule. Other than that, I've never known a kid that didn't like
Just
fill their pockets with stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, pockets are important. So I'm gonna pull it out, and I'm gonna do it not tonight. I'm gonna look at it this weekend. Excuse me. I'm gonna wait till the weekend. That's my plan. I'm gonna wait till the weekend and then I'll attack it again. It'll be
Stab.
fine.
Stab, 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 stab.
Yes. But that's not all I've been working on. You want to see the other stuff I've been playing with?
Yums.
I made another stack of dishcloths.
Yeah,
Goodness
you
gracious.
did.
So I did just a little square. And then I wasn't sure because every dishcloth cotton is a different weight. Every single ball is a different friggin' weight. If it's a stripy or a variegated or a solid, every variation and every brand has a different weight and yardage. Every one. I'm like, that's so stupid. Fingering weight yarn is all like 400 yards, 100 grams. Period. I mean, you get some that are 435 and 100, but those are like the standards.
Yes.
And these are all like the same relative weight, but it's like 100 yards, 112 yards, 132 yards, 119 yards. I'm like, why?
I enjoy all those numbers. Thank you.
I thought you would.
Don't worry, I wasn't counting.
But because of that, I was like, well, I don't know if I'm going to have enough left to make a whole second one. So I started working from the center. I made a round one.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
So I then grabbed another ball that got a square one and a round one.
Oh,
Yeah.
neat.
But it turned out I had more, so I did another round one, but not
Yeah.
quite enough for a full one, so I edged it in white.
Yeah.
And then I got adventurous. And
Ooh.
I did a waffle weave pattern. So it's got like deeper holes for better scrubbiness, I
Oh, I
guess.
love that.
Deeper holes are always better.
Yep.
And then just a standard square one again. And then I tried a linen stitch crochet. And I haven't trimmed the ends, but they're woven in. But the 25 stitches that I did for the other one, it's smaller.
Yeah.
So that is good for me to know. So it's a smaller one, but if you've got small hands like me, it'll work. And then I did a knit one, the just corner to corner, Grandma's favorite. So yeah, I've got another nice stack. I'm getting a huge stack of these. So if any of my friends want knitted dishcloths for Christmas, let me know, because I'll send them. I've got them.
I mean,
Nice.
obviously.
And I am
So
so
I
close.
I find it only slightly amusing, but totally in character that you fret about the sizes and running out or whatnot. Because several years ago, I was also on a dishcloth kick, and I was running into the same problems that you were. But I only did corner to corner, Grandma's favorite pattern. And when I ran out, I just got another ball and started again. So I have like a half a dozen dishcloths that are like total Frankenstein dishcloths. Even at one point, I ended up having like 4 or 5 small amounts of scrappy yarn. I was like, oh, there you go. That's enough for an entire dishcloth. So it's colors that they don't go together. Like one stripe's an inch, the other's like 2.5 inches. It is. But
It's a
I
crown-
was just like,
It's a crown
sorry.
card dish rags.
yeah.
You
And I
know,
was just like, you know what? It's for washing dishes. I don't care what it looks like. I just want it to work, and it was fine. And then that way I didn't feel bad about like just throwing away my mill ends basically.
well, that's why I have a ball of just white, because
Yeah.
almost all of these variegated ones that I have some element of white in them. So when I run out, I'll just finish it with
Just add white.
and
Yeah.
get it to like a reasonable size. But my brain
Oh yeah.
simply does not let me throw a whole bunch of random colors together, much like it doesn't let me just reach into the drawer and pull out 2 socks and say that's good enough.
Right. I get it. I know.
I just-
I've needled you with my cavalier
Your
sock
sock.
building.
Yep. And there are times when it's okay, like when I made all the socks for my nieces. I just made them to the exact same size in multiple different colors of yarn. It was all the same brand and weight and style. So all the socks were the same size, like they were identical except for the color. And my brain was okay with that. And if they want to wear mismatched socks, they can wear mismatched socks. That's up to them. But,
That's on them. Yeah, that's on them.
but I made the socks identical so that it would fit their feet the same way. But yeah, so I'm just working my way through my crochet cotton, and I'm still not through the first bag of stuff that I've got. But I want to get that out of my yarn collection because it's not something that I need to have a lot of. I can only wash so many dishes. And I'm really more of a sponge person. I prefer a sponge to a cloth. And that's just because I am a klutz, and a sponge protects me better from the knives that other people put in the bottom of the sink, and I don't notice until I'm poking at them.
Stabbed.
Yeah.
Right.
Other people stairs upstairs.
I know it's the dogs.
You know, they are trouble. But
We had
Yes,
a rule when doing dishes on the tall ship, and that was you held the knife all the way through the wash, the bleach, the rinse, and then you could let it go and you put it in the drying rack.
that is the smart way to do it, and I tried. I've had roommates off and on for the better part of 2 decades now. And I've always tried to make it a thing that you don't put knives in the sink. You put the knives on the counter beside the sink so that we can see the knives. And they're not buried under things. And they're not wet and slippery. But it doesn't always work.
Doesn't take.
Yeah.
But that's okay. But like I said, I'm more of a sponge person than a dishcloth person. And I mean, already that's what 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 dishcloths in the last week.
I like those numbers also.
I thought you would. But yeah, that's 9 dishcloths in the last week, and I don't need 9. I certainly don't need like the 20 others that I've got. And
Great little housewarming gifts,
Yeah.
hostess gifts,
Especially for
stocking
the holidays.
stuffers,
Yeah.
yeah,
all that sort of stuff. Yeah, yeah. I'm a dishcloth guy more than a sponge guy. We do have a sponge around. And the sponge we have is spongy on one side and like
scrubby.
coarse spongy on the
Yeah.
other side. So that's great when we got the stubborn stuff.
Yeah,
I always wash dishes with the scrubby side because it makes my brain feel better because it like actually gets it clean for me.
I've thought about getting
Yes.
the scrubby yarns because they have some that are like part soft cottony and part scrubby, so you get like the contrast. But
Best of both worlds.
But
I
again, I have a butt ton of crochet cotton and
Right.
dishcloth cotton. I don't need to buy more to make things that I'm still not going to use.
I was going to ask
Yeah.
if butt time was a technical term, and then I remembered that it actually is. 'Cause that is an actual unit of measurement.
Yeah.
Nice.
You could get the stuff that is just the scrubby and hold
and
it
hold it
double
together.
with your
I could.
dish cotton
there you
that
go.
you already have.
I will be right back because I have a dishcloth to show you.
Yes, please.
Oh,
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And I will consider getting the scrubby bits because, that would be fun. And that would be another way to, like, get some variation in here. Honestly, I think what
Yeah.
I'm probably going to do is take them into work and put them in a basket and, like, leave my Venmo and say
Oh, there you go.
$2 a
oh
cloth.
yeah.
And if people complain about $2
A Venmo and a
cloth,
cash jar.
yes. Yeah. But if people
If
complain
people
about
complain-
$2, then don't take one.
Screw 'em.
It
Point
takes
click.
about...
Suggested minimum donation.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, it takes
Because
about
those doctors
an
can
hour.
afford
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, but they don't pay the rest of us enough to afford a lot more.
Yeah.
There.
Majestic boy Johnny apparently just uses his hand calluses to scrub dishes. Valid, if
Right,
that's
you know?
if that's what you got, my friend, valid.
That is a life choice.
Tis.
We're a bougie ass dishwasher family, so
I used to have a dishwasher, but living in this house, which is over our like I think this house is about 120 years old. There's no dishwasher. There's no place for a dishwasher. Frankly, I'm
Yeah.
amazed some days there's a floor. So
Mm.
I mean, we've
Yeah,
got
we're in an old house too, but we do have a dishwasher that we
the
use.
ghost of Greg.
Ooh, he's back.
he has returned.
All right, so here's a dishcloth that I have, and it's corner to corner,
Yep.
grandma's favorite, and this corner is
Oh, it's just
scrubby.
scrubby. Oh, I like that.
So yeah, so
So just a scrubby corner.
just a scrubby corner, so you can like really get at it. But
Get in
then
there.
Nice.
yeah, but then like I'm a cloth guy, so I got my cloth here. But the scrubtastic corner. Obviously, I
The
haven't
scrub-
finished weaving in the ends and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
on this
The
one. But
scrubtastic corner. That is the best.
yeah, that was my band name when I was in high
like
school. I had an emo band. We were the Scrubtastic Corner.
I like it.
Yeah.
One of these days, I'm gonna collect all of the band names that I have heard across my multiple groups and just put them all together into like Outside Land style poster to be like all of these different band names.
I would go to that festival.
So would I, honestly.
I just want to make the shirts for it.
That's right.
Yeah.
The Scrubtastic Corner is not the headliner. We're
No.
like
The
we-
teeny
we-
tiny print at the bottom.
yeah, way at the bottom.
Like
you
the
know.
opener for
There-
the
there-
opener's opener.
Yeah, there are a couple of bands listed below us, but not many.
Yeah. And that's just out of sheer pity, but because you've been going for so long that they're like, well, it'd be weird if they were at the bottom.
Right, right. Now, we did have like I love making up fake band names or claiming to have fake bands, but my brother and my wife and I did have a short-lived bluegrass band. My brother played banjo, I played mandolin, and my wife played guitar, and we were named Gasoline Mousetrap because.
Nice.
That is an excellent name.
That is
That's
good.
what I thought. I registered the domain for it and everything, and then let it expire because
Uh-huh.
$10 a year for not doing anything is not worth that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gasoline Master. I liked that one.
Yeah, y'all on Spotify, says Majestic Boy Johnny.
Well, I mean,
Nah,
crits and nits is the
Yeah.
rest of it.
Gasoline Mousetrap,
Yeah,
not so
gas-
much.
Gasoline
Gasoline
Mousetrap,
Mousetrap
not so much.
should be.
We
Yes.
should.
I mean, for pennies a day, you too can be on Spotify.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, my brother does put music up on Spotify and other things because he does have like a semi-professional music career.
He's a real
So
boy.
I wonder if we have anything recorded that we could just put up. He can
Just for
do
the
it on
fun
his
of it.
account.
Time to
Because
get the
we would all
band back
go get on
together.
I know. Yeah, because we were playing we were playing. I mean, it was like we never played out. We played in the living room.
Right.
Sort of thing. Played family gatherings and stuff like that. But it was all like traditional bluegrass stuff. So
Oh, I
don't
love
have
that.
don't have a copyright issue
There you
because it's
go.
all public domain.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't have to worry about getting royalties to somebody else.
Well, there we go. Yeah, you should.
And you can make up some original stuff too, Herder.
Yeah,
uh-huh.
we should do that.
Yeah, you should.
All right. Well, next time I see my brother,
Get Gasoline Mousetrap
Well,
on Spotify.
we're gonna have to get the band back together.
I love it.
Yeah. Did
My
you still play
daughter,
the
his
mandolin?
son. What's that?
Did you still play the mandolin?
Yeah.
It's cool.
I
I
play
didn't
a-
know that.
I play a lot of instruments. It all started when I was in high school, and like the church group did a lot of singing and stuff. And
Mm.
the one
They said, if
instrument
only
that
we
I've
had someone who could play the mandolin.
yeah, the one instrument that I've never played well is my own voice. So I said, I'm just going to learn a lot of other instruments instead so that I can play instruments for you guys while y'all sing and claim that I have to concentrate on playing the instrument hard enough that nobody will expect me to sing. So
Nice.
that's my multi-instrumentalist origin story.
I have a scarf.
That is
Yay!
There's so much of it.
Is
It's
that
a
your
tube?
podcast scarf?
It is my podcast scarf, and it is a tube, and I just need to pick out the provisional cast on that I've got here. I've got the ends and put it on needles so that I can Kitchener. I don't know if I want a Kitchener or if I want a 3-needle
Graft.
bind off. Graft. I don't know if I want a graft or if I want a 3-needle bind off. 3-needle bind off will leave a ridge, but grafting two ends of a tube sucks
Yeah.
because the geometry of it is weird.
I mean, depends on whether having a ridge there will bother you. Because I personally would love that for sensory things. Because having that spot to
To find and
to find and fiddle with does my brain a lot of good. But I
Yeah.
know that other people don't like that as much.
well, I've done others without, and it's just a pain. And I like a 3-needle bind off better than I like grafting.
There you
There you
go.
Do what makes you happy.
Plus, this is a lot of around to graft,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of dragging the yarn through and through and through. I think I've talked myself into a 3-needle bind off.
There you go.
Or
Or
just bind off both ends separately and use it to jump rope. It looks like it's long enough.
it is nearly long enough. It is probably, I don't know, yeah, probably about 2 meters long, 2 yards long.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, fingertip
Yeah.
to shoulders about a yard-ish.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably about 6 feet of scarf. But I like making it an
That was
infinity
my
scarf.
band name.
6 feet of scarf.
But yeah, I like making it infinity style so that it can just get
Yeah.
looped around. That way you don't worry about ends dragging and you don't worry about it slipping and falling off.
I've lost scarves that slip and fall off. Not fortunately, they were not handmade scarves, but one of them was a very nice machine-made scarf.
Yeah. I've made a lot of scarves in my life, and people have lost some of them, and my dad was so mad when he lost his. Actually, he's pretty sure it got stolen because, he lives in a place where it's cold, and I made him this really gorgeous linen stitch combo. It was like a really intricate charcoal gray scarf. So you know that I love him because it was a dark gray, almost black. That is love.
That's true love.
Yeah,
Love.
it's
True love.
very few family members
Yeah,
get black knitting.
Aw, I feel special.
But he had it draped over his coat that was on the back of his chair at a very nice restaurant. And when he went to leave the restaurant, the scarf was no longer there. And he had the wait staff helping him, looking under all the tables, and there was no sign of it. So he's pretty sure someone took it.
That is bold.
Murder.
What a very nice scarf from this very nice restaurant. Yoink.
Murder.
So I ended up making him another one. Exactly the same.
Of course you did.
Love. True love.
love. And I also made a whole bunch of coordinating scarves for a band.
Was it 6 feet of scarf?
No, it was Big Orange.
Big orange.
They like to
Big
go by
Orange.
Big O because
Yeah.
we were classy back in those days. In our youth.
Were they orange scarves?
They were, actually. I made
Yeah.
4 different patterns of orange scarf, all hand knit, and I gave it to the guys for Christmas. And they were absolutely floored that someone would
Yeah.
make them something. Like, well, you're my friends. Of course I made you stuff. And they're like,
Right.
what? I'm like, aw, you haven't had a crafter friend before, have you?
Well, bless your heart.
Oh, that was fun. I liked the reactions there. Of just, no one's made anything before. I'm like, aw. Well, now I'm going to spoil you for anyone else. Ha.
As you make the good shit.
I do. Well, that's what I've been knitting on. Scarves and blankets and pocketses.
Precious.
Well, I will go. Because I've been working on my socks. So this is my first sock in this pair. The second sock is here, and I am happy to report, Danny, that they
They
are
match.
matching for you.
Yay!
I mean, they're not for you; they're my socks,
But the
but
matching is for my benefit.
I made sure they're matching for your benefit. And if you remember, oh, I just stabbed myself with this DPN. Um, that was not good. And
Aw.
but you know what? Very much on brand for me. And uh, if you remember my last socks,
Mhm.
I did not know how to match things up. I got things matched up at the toe, and then I thought the heel was a toe, and I stopped at the wrong
Right.
place, and then I it was
It was just a
one
big
was
mess.
bigger, and the it was oh it was. But I've worn those socks several times, and when I take them off, I'm like, oh, that's right, one of them is taller than the other. But even when I'm taking them off, I don't even
Okay.
feel that. I just remember it. So I'm
Right.
like, oh, okay.
Well, that's
So
not bad then.
that's not a problem for me. So that's great.
Good.
But these I got right. I started the toes in the same place in both of them. I just did the heel yesterday on this one, so
Nice.
and I wrote down I think I'll have to check it, but I did write it down, so I think it's 100 rounds up for the before I do the cuff. So yeah,
Okay.
so this is I love this. These colors are
Yeah,
really
those are
great.
nice. I like them.
And yeah, and so this one is ready to go
Woohoo.
up the leg, and and then I've only got one more mystery skein from the String Theory Colorworks company, where I bought a mystery grab bag, and I've only got one skein left, and it will still use the same coordinating and contrasting gray for heels, toes, and cuffs. So we'll see. I'm excited about that, and I'm also excited. I'm going to have ended up knitting all of the sock yarn I got at Carolina Fiber Fest this year. I will end up knitting
What?
all of it this year.
Wow.
So yeah, yeah. So
Enter
I've
him into the annals of crafters actually using all the yarn
I
that he
am
used
right.
this
impressed.
year.
I'm surprised and
I'm
impressed.
terrified. Your
Yeah,
power is unlimited.
I used
well,
all the yarn I got at SAF.
I'm impressed
I
by
am
you
also
too.
impressed by you.
yeah, yeah.
You just
And
haven't
I
said anything, so I didn't know.
now I still have yarn that I got at SAF, and CFF was after SAF, so I'm like, that's still. And so I'm working on that. But also last month, July, I did not complete socks.
Oh,
But I completed a pair of socks every month since December. I was on a kick. I wasn't trying to do a sock a month, but
it
I
just
got three
happened.
or 4 months into it. I was like, oh, maybe I can do it. And I probably could have finished this pair of socks in July if I didn't start my snowshoe cowl, which I'm halfway done with now.
It's so
That's so
cool
So
though.
good.
I love it.
yeah, thanks. So yeah, this is the snowshoe cowl in Norwegian wool with a Norwegian pattern that is written in Norwegian. These are all a bunch of Norwegian words. This is not the pattern. This is a story about
Story.
snowshoes and skis. Um, but it turns the pattern itself is also in Norwegian, but really it's um, knit 10 rounds of ribbing and then do this chart and then knit 10 rounds of ribbing. So that's easy. So I'm about halfway done with that. And um, I was really going gangbusters on it for a while, neglecting my sock. And then I picked up my sock, and now I'm neglecting this. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to neglect both my sock and my snowshoe cow because my friend designed a kobold, and I've
Yes.
started
I love
Look at
working
that
on
little face.
He's so
working
cute.
on Corey. And so he's got tiny beady little eyes,
Yeah,
and
that was an error in the pattern. I realized that
it's not an error, it's a choice.
the eye size was left over from when I made the axolotl, who is little
Ah.
compared to
Oh,
Corey, who is
okay.
big.
Right.
Oops.
Yeah, well, I wondered about it because these
Yeah.
are 6 millimeter eyeballs, and I didn't have any eyes, so I had to order some from the Amazons, and I was looking at them, and I was like, 6 millimeters
It's
seems a little small.
small. Yeah.
but I trust my friend who wrote this pattern.
Whoops.
No,
I'm
it's a
sure
test knit right now.
it
Test
is
knit
it
means
totally
things are
yeah,
wrong.
it's totally testing it. Absolutely right. And I said, but it's fine. And it was funny because I was actually looking at I ended up getting like a pack of like 50
Right. Because it's so
things.
much easier to just get a whole
Right.
bunch.
Yeah. It was like $5 for it said it was 100 pieces, which I'm sure is 50 posts and 50
Yeah.
receivers. And so I was like, oh, that's fine, I'll get that. But I was looking at them, I was like, if I spent $6 instead of $5, I could have got a box that had multiple
Assortment.
sizes
Mm.
and also had some of them that weren't just black, but had like the iris in a
Eyes.
different color or
Yeah.
something like that. I thought, that's a whole extra dollar. I just get these 6 millimeter ones instead because it'll be fine. And they showed up, and I was like, it'll be fine. But it's funny because they're about the
It's so
size of the
little.
tweed. So,
That's
I
a special one. That's
I
Tim.
really want your kobold to have glasses.
yeah, I
I
was thinking about that. You
I
mentioned
think he
that.
needs glasses. Like
Tiny,
Yeah,
tiny wire glasses, not pipe cleaner. They gotta be like little wire glasses.
right. Yeah, I was thinking about that. So, because you mentioned it the other day, and I thought, man, maybe I
wouldn't
could
he
do
look
that.
cute?
And then I thought maybe I could embroider glasses on it.
Yeah.
That way they wouldn't get lost. And I have plenty of like embroidery thread and yarn and stuff already. I'm sure I could do that. Like if I
Yeah.
could get a wire, I'd have to like search for material, and I'm lazy. So, so anyway, so here's Corey. Here's Corey's body. Here
Yay.
is his
His
belly, I
belly.
guess.
Yes. That is
Okay.
his belly and the bottom of his tail.
So it goes like this.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I just finished this like earlier today, and also Tweety, the same brand of yarn. So it's got the Tweety on it and everything like that. And the horns are going to be a different contrast color, but I might just make them the same color as the belly,
Yeah.
um, because why not?
And I've looked at lots of pictures of kobolds, and lots of them have their horns the same color as the rest of their skin. So you could do it the
Yeah.
green. And they don't have to go up in the direction that mine did. They can go back or they can go out. And
I'm the boss of this kobold,
you are the
so
boss of that kobold.
Exactly.
I can do whatever,
You don't have
whatever.
to. You don't have to make Corey. You could make Mayo Sue, or
Sue.
I
Yeah.
am delighted that I was thinking about Mayo Sue, and then you said her name, and I sighed a little inside.
I'm trying to remember what the other
Looking
ones.
up, looking up your notes to see the
Yes,
other
I want
ones.
to know what the other ones' names are.
Tim. One of them's Tim.
Yes, that's right. Because I
There are
named them all.
those who call me Tim.
Tim.
Corey the Kobold.
So
Hey, look
Corey
at
the
me making
Kobold
all the
has an
movie
earring.
references today.
Corey the Kobold has an earring.
He has a green gemstone earring. I forgot about that.
Oh,
Joe, Tim, Peter, Corey, and Mayo Sue.
There's a Peter in any game that I play.
yeah.
I
That
see
was
a little
intentional
stalker
for you.
behind you.
Uh-huh. Anyway, so yes, so that is my knitting. I will work on the tail. I enjoyed your instructions on how to put um locking stitch markers on the belly, and I read ahead and see that that's going to be where I do some sewing onto the body
Yep.
or sew on the tail and everything. So I'm excited. I'm full of great excitement.
Yay! I'm excited for
cheese.
this guy.
I am full
Yes.
of cheese as well because I love cheese. So yes, so thank you for making this pattern and
Yeah, I'm
giving it to a
excited.
few of us to do some testing on it. And I like seriously, you hit me with it at like just the right time where I
Excellent.
was easily swayed away from my other projects to
Yep.
do it. Just the right level of boredom with my other projects.
And it's such a small one that it's not going to take long to do.
Yeah, today's Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
I literally cast this on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So I've got the entire body and the belly and part of the tail
Yep.
in just a couple of days, just a few days. And I would have gotten further if I had eyeballs at home and didn't have to wait a day to get them delivered. Because that just stuck me. I guess I should have just worked on the belly in the contrast color while I was waiting for the eyes to arrive.
Yeah, you could have, and you could do
Yeah.
the legs and the horns as well.
Yeah. And there,
But
whatever.
it's fine. You
Yeah.
got time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now
And
that you have all those
from
tiny eyes, I'll have to send you the axolotl pattern so you can make some axolotls with the tiny eyes.
do that at some point, right? Yeah, yeah. And so anyway, yeah, waiting for the eyes to arrive was like the hit single off of my band's album for
Waiting, waiting for the eyes to arrive.
You heard it. Yes. That was awesome. I didn't know we'd made it out to the West Coast.
You
But
did,
yes. Nice.
It's super low, under the table kind of
Yeah.
music, but the people who know where to listen.
Yeah. That's awesome. Waiting for the eyes to arrive. I already forgot the name of my band. It was something about a corner scrubby goodness or something. I don't remember. Yeah. It's a lot that you don't remember when you're in a band.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's it. That's enough. I'll go back to knitting my sock.
Okay, well, I'm working on a thing, and I've reached a good point with which to stop. So I'm working on the Beast Bean. And I was working on it this morning and over coffee, and my mom was like, "Oh, what are you working on?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm working on this," and she's like, "Oh, it looks like and I'm like, "Yeah, it kind of looks like a chicken nugget right now." She's like, "No, it looks like Beauty and the Beast. It looks like the Beast from Beauty and the Beast." I'm like, "Mom, it is."
Aw. Well, good. That means that it looks like what it's supposed to.
Yeah,
But also, I love that it also looks like a chicken nugget because
Yeah.
it does.
well, he didn't have all his accoutrements on at
Right.
the time, so he looks
Right.
like one of those McDonald's chicken nugget
Yeah.
guys. But
was
while
totally
we were
gonna go
sitting
with
here,
chicken
I was
nugget.
working on his
Yeah.
little face. Let me turn this down. There we go. So he's got a
tiny.
little mustache and goatee and little teethers and
Aw.
eyebrows, and I just put his little cravat on.
I love it.
Yeah, I was really impressed. Like, the pattern says on there, like, "Oh, this wasn't tested because it's a freebie, but
Right.
have fun." And there's been a couple of points where I'm like, "What?" But figured it out because she very kindly included pictures.
That helps.
But the way you do the little hands
Oh,
is it's like a bobble, but you do like how you yarn over, go through, take another bit, pull it through, and then you yarn over in a different color and come all the way through,
Oh.
and it like
changes
makes
the whole
it a sleeve. Yeah,
Ah.
little hand in a sleeve.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
like
so
it.
I'm pretty pleased with how this is coming out. I'm hoping to have it done for tomorrow when I go to work, because my coworker / boss who I'm giving this to has been working very hard lately, and she seems like she's a little run down. So I think she needs a Beast Bean in her life.
Could be a little pocket beast.
Yes, Pocket Prince Beast. The pattern is Pocket Prince.
Aw.
And there is a bell that goes with the Beast Bean, but she's not as cute.
Ah.
So she's just getting Beast Bean.
Hello,
Blueberry
Blueberry.
came.
What
wanted to
is
say
your
hi.
shirt, Blueberry?
It says catch me if you can.
Cash.
Dash, but yeah.
Nice.
Cash. Love it.
It's from a trade show. I'm in software engineering.
Oh, okay.
It's a. Is there something on the back? Does it say the
No.
name of the company? Well, whatever company that was for, they make a cashing solution. So
I
like
thought it
it.
was a reference to the girl who was like, "Cash me outside about that."
Cash me outside. It is now.
oh, look, come a little closer. You'll be on stream. This is what you like on stream.
Oh,
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 hello.
oh.
There
Did
you
you
are.
see?
See?
Did you see my Beast Bean? Did you miss that?
Oh, yeah, she did it.
I saw it.
Oh, you saw it
Through the
okay.
curtain.
Oh, you saw it through the
Look at that.
curtain.
He's so cute.
I'm so happy.
I told you had a spy, Greg.
Yeah, yeah.
I do that every week.
Yes, it's not infrequent.
You notice?
Yes.
Oh.
Kiddo, you
I can
you
see
you,
it
you,
right
you,
here.
you, you fail your stealth check every week. It's great.
And you're rolling at disadvantage.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I use my special dice, but
Oh,
they,
yeah.
they never work.
it never
No,
works.
they,
Oh,
that
that's-
special dice never do.
No, it's a nice try,
You're
but yeah.
Yeah. They're my best friends.
Coming on again. a
She
little
doesn't
bit.
have good dice.
Oh,
Ah, they're cursed.
Mm-hmm.
Cursed.
You gotta put them in salt.
Mm.
Or jail. I have
cleanse them.
a dice jail.
Also,
Yeah.
threatening them with the freezer works really well.
Yes.
Oh,
Or
Yeah,
you get
dice don't like to be cold.
you get enough of a collection that you just threaten to put them in the bin, and they never come back out.
Yeah,
Oh, not the dice. I love my dice too much for that.
I have
You
I
say
love
that
all
now.
my dice. I love all my dice, but
and some
this is like the minor collection that lives on my desk. I have a whole
Sometimes-
cart full of dice.
Yeah.
the dice need tough love.
They do.
Exactly. Like these are Rowan's dice, and sometimes they go back into the bag because they're betraying me and trying to get Rowan killed.
as my mom has said to me on more than one occasion, I may not like you right now, but I will always love you.
Yikes!
Wonder
My
what
mom
I've
says
heard
that. My mom
before.
says that too.
Yep.
Yikes forever.
Yeah. All right, are you gonna go do your hair?
Yeah, I'm gonna go dye my hair blue now.
All right.
Bye.
Oh,
Do you-
Awesome!
Have fun.
What?
Do you have a shirt I could use so I don't get dye on myself?
Here, you can use this one that I'm wearing right now.
And gone.
Never mind.
I don't know. Look in. You can look in my drawer, and you can just get a white T-shirt.
Like a what? I'll make sure it looks dirty.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll make sure it looks
Whatever.
musty.
I don't wear those anymore. So
You don't?
no, not really. I wear regular
What?
T-shirts. Welcome to my home life, which has pie.
Ooh,
Hey.
pie.
She's gotten so grown up.
Oh, it's just amazing.
We're all used to hearing the baby blueberry stories, and so
That's right. Yeah.
sometimes
Well,
in my
time
head,
keeps
she's still the baby blueberry, and she's not.
time keeps on slipping into the future.
And you keep feeding her, so like that happens. I do not mean this in a weird way. Your daughter has a really beautiful voice.
Indeed. Yeah. I
Like,
agree. I
yeah.
agree.
You, in the least creepy way possible, you made a good-looking kid.
You made a future podcaster, is what you did.
yeah, you did.
Yes.
Season Crits and Knits campaign 4.
I was gonna say, give her a couple years and we'll haul her onto Crits and Nuts.
Yeah.
she could come on the cheese caper.
There
Yes.
we go. Yes.
Ooh, or the Kobold Adventure.
Oh yeah.
¿Por qué no las dos?
Maybe the Cobalt Adventure is a cheese caper.
I mean,
Look, I just broke E.
I love it.
Anyway, so that's my current project. I did finish the bag of sorting for the other coworker, but he was off the last 2 days
Aw.
that I was at work, so still in my little baby locker at work.
Oh, baby
And-
locker.
That came out so good. I love the pictures that you put on
Yes, it was
on
really
the
cool.
Discord of them. It was
Yeah,
so
we'll put
nice
those
looking.
on the Instagram, I'm sure.
Yes, those will go up next week.
Do it for the gram.
And then I have like half of a manta
Nice.
because I finished the bag and I was like, crap, I need something to take to work with me so I'm not bored out of my skull during lunch. So I grabbed the manta ray bag and was working on that. And then I was like, crap, the beast bean. And I dug through my stash and found all the little scrappy bits I needed. The main fur color wasn't quite right, but it's
Close enough.
passable. Yeah, rather than buying a whole ball for, this much yarn, it'll
Yeah.
work. And then next up on my queue, I think I am going to try to make an amigurumi / plush of Mary Poppins, aka Dogpool.
Yes.
Ooh.
Because
Mm.
nobody's done a Dogpool pattern on Ravelry yet, and even if they had, like, they're not always my speed.
Right?
Mhm.
So I'm gonna try designing my own thing.
Yay! We love that.
Like as a little amigurumi type of thing,
Yeah, because there's a big
right?
Dogpool plush, and she's cute, but I just want a little one,
Just a little guy.
just a little
How
guy.
about how? I fully support that. Absolutely do that.
But
But also, how about doggy garments that Siggy could wear and turn into a dog pool?
Oh,
You know what?
make
PetSmart
a
has
dog
dog
pool
pool
sweater.
outfit
oh,
or Deadpool outfit, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
once you put it on a dog, it's dog
it's
pool.
dog pool.
absolutely. That's how it works.
And if you put it on a cat, it's cat pool.
Yeah, there you
Obviously.
go.
Yeah,
There you go.
I want to dress up my
The
dog.
best cat pool would be one of those naked cats.
I have a friend with
Absolutely.
a naked cat.
Cat pool. Somebody call Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
Hello, Ryan Reynolds. Oh wait, no, Danny, you have his number, right? He's
Right, yes, it's
Canadian.
Canadian
you
thing.
all have each other's numbers.
Yeah, we're friends. Yeah, we all know each other.
You just call Canadian operator. Say, hey, yeah, I'm Canadian. I need to talk to Ryan.
Hi, it's Danny. Yeah, again.
I lost my needle.
Aw.
I keep losing my yarn needle in my bed because my comforter has stripes on it, and
Oh no.
it
Oh,
just
Blends.
Mm.
so I'm gonna put it on my little table.
Ryan does
then
seem
I
like he'd be a lovely
found-
person, honestly. Sorry, I'll close that tangent.
That's okay. Then I've got the chicken headband in the queue, and I found a pattern for a Beetlejuice tote bag. And my best friend is a big Beetlejuice fan. She's very excited for the new movie.
I'm excited.
But she was just lamenting how all of the like live action Beetlejuice merch
There it is. There's a
of
third.
him. Dang it! He looks weird. It's really hard to capture the essence of Michael Keaton.
Yes.
And I was like, I've been wanting to make her like a little guy for a while, but I never felt like it quite got it. And I'm like, okay, so she also thinks they don't look right. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna make her a tote bag.
Oh, okay.
And the pattern, I'll drop it in the Discord, but it's like a stripe, black and white stripe, and then the top has like drippy green goo on it,
As it should.
as it should. So that'll be in the queue. That might end up being her Christmas present, but we'll see. I saw it and I was like, she needs it. She's the
I
one I made the
rewatched-
Beetlejuice mitts for.
Oh, cool. I rewatched the first Beetlejuice movie a month or so ago and enjoyed it. And we were just talking about it last night because with the new one coming out and everything, thinking about it again. And I remembered a piece of trivia from the first one that Michael Keaton had very little screen time relative to the movie length. So I looked it
Yeah.
up. He was in the movie for 17 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's 17 minutes of screen time. I suspect in the new movie he'll have more screen time.
Probably.
Yeah.
Which I worry might actually ruin the joke because
Mhm.
that's a joke that feels like it needs to know exactly how long it needs to stay.
We'll see.
The thing is, of course, they're going to cut the trailer together with a whole lot of that footage, but there may
Right.
not be much more than
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it might be like Jared Leto's Joker.
Yeah.
It's true.
I've only seen Beetlejuice one time. And I didn't see it until I was, I think, in college. I think I watched it because Ashley was such a fan of it.
Mhm.
I do remember seeing a few episodes of the Beetlejuice cartoon
Mm.
as a very young child,
Mhm.
except it gave me nightmares, so I was not allowed to watch it after that.
That happens.
I've seen the
Well,
movie
it's-
twice. I saw it in the theaters, and then
You
I
need a
saw it a
third
month
time.
ago. I do. I need a third time, but my third time will be the sequel.
That's fair. I'm interested in the Broadway version, but I've never actually like sat down
Yeah,
to
I've,
listen to the whole soundtrack
I've
or
only seen clips. And
partake of an entire slime tutorial.
yeah,
Yes.
it. But I really like what I've seen on TikTok.
I haven't been upstairs yet.
And
Speaking
Alex
of,
Brightman seems like a cool dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the musicals that I've seen as a slime tutorial is coming to the local area, and I'm not sure how I feel
Oh.
about that one coming through. It's called Ride the Cyclone.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about that one. Are you familiar with this one, Danny?
No.
Basically, it's, what is it, 6 kids, E?
I think it's 6. I don't
Fi-
know much
fi-
about it, but I know the premise.
I've seen it all the way through. Through the slime tutorial. Basically, it's the story of 6 kids who are in a choir and who die while riding a roller coaster called Ride the Cyclone,
Oh.
and they have to like prove why one of them should come back to life. And so it's a lot of like these teenagers
Oh,
clashing
wow.
as they're like trying to prove to this entity why they should come back to life. And one of, I mean,
That's a lot.
it's
wow.
it's a thing, and I'm like, Ride the Cyclone is coming to NCTC. Okay, that's a choice.
Yeah.
Just because you're in a theme park heavy area.
No, the Bay Area really doesn't have much in the way of theme parks. Like, we've got Six Flags, but that's also not like super close. I don't know why, honestly. Maybe it's because it's just that kind of weird. I might go see it, honestly, because
Yeah.
like I
Is
enjoyed
it a
it.
touring production or the local production?
I think it's a local production because
Oh.
NCTC tends to be local stuff.
Maybe they were just all really into it and they're like, we should do Ride the Cyclone.
Maybe.
Because that happens.
Yep.
Mhm.
Y'all
Man.
keep saying Ride the Cyclone, and it just makes me think of pinball machine, pinball game. When I was a kid, video games were mechanical, and you had to go to the mall in order to play them. And
Back
then
in my day.
pinball back in the
Pizza
mid
Hut.
1900s.
Pizza
Don't
Hut.
say it like that.
Every time we would go to Pizza Hut for Book It, I would play on one of the
Ms. Pac-Man. The
yeah.
sit down Ms. Pac-Man. It was great.
Yep.
And then Order Piazza, which is like the best thing Pizza Hut's ever done, and they don't do it anymore.
I wasn't able to get that. We had to get the personal size pizza because it was, it was Book It,
Because
and that
of
was
Book,
what we got for
right.
free.
I lived in a
But-
small town that
How
didn't
did you
have a
get
Pizza
that
Hut.
in homeschool?
It's shockingly easy to sign up for stuff when the school district is tiny.
Oh,
Makes sense.
Anyway, this pinball machine, Cyclone was like one of the attractions. The whole thing was amusement park themed, and a voice would come out and say, "Ride the Cyclone!" Like if you got it up into the
Okay.
right tunnel and everything.
I'm in the wiki page and I'm going to see if that has anything to do with it.
It might.
It's entirely possible.
Yeah.
As far as I know, there was not a dead kids have to bargain for their lives aspect to the video game, to the pinball game. But like I was 12 when I was playing it, so there might it
Who
might have been
knows?
there. And, I don't know.
I mean, dead kids in video games is a time-honored tradition.
Absolutely. But yeah, I love that pinball machine. There were several, but that was the one that I always went back to. It had a Ferris wheel. If you got the pinball on it, it would take a little ride up around the Ferris
I
wheel.
think I've seen that one.
Pretty cool.
I think I
Yeah.
remember that one.
Yeah.
Maybe not from my
At one-
childhood, but yeah.
At one point, I thought about buying one, but I don't have a place to put it. But I found a really good deal on it. It was just a couple $100.
Oh man, that would have been cool.
Yeah, it would have been cool.
Uh,
Anyway,
I'm just excited that I found a place to put all my books. So
I'm
Yes,
happy for you.
I can't complain that I don't have room for a pinball machine because I have room for my books. So. Most of them.
Well,
I
you'll
have
never
places
have room for
for
all
my
of them.
books.
You have room for all the books you have room for.
But that's not all the books I want.
That's okay. That's a start.
True, true.
That is a future Danny problem.
Yes. And I suppose that if I work through more of my yarn, I can put books on the shelves instead of yarn.
Why would you do that?
Also, we know that you're going to get more yarn.
I mean,
Like,
been
you're
really
just fooling
good.
yourself there.
I've been really good about not buying more yarn lately. I bought the yarn that I needed for the sweater, but that's all I've bought in the last 3 months. I'm impressed with myself. I
I'm
usually
impressed with you.
have much less yarn control than that. I mean, I
I
am.
really haven't bought any since Carolina Fiber Fest in the spring. I bought a hank last week to work on work through a Patty Lyons new workbook.
Right.
That's it.
I do have a baby blanket that I need to make, and so I'm going to buy yarn for that. But I'm plotting carefully, and I'm going to like plan it out this time, because it is for the younger sibling of a baby that I made a blanket for a year or two ago. And so I want it to be like coordinating, but mom and dad don't want it matchy matchy. So I'm trying to decide. Because the original blanket was a modular one where you pick up and work each section, and it's like a square with rectangles on each side and then little squares in the corners, and just multiples of that.
Okay. I
And
can see that.
I found one that it's called Shadowbox, I think is the pattern. And on its own, when you look at any one part of it, it's like a little square that has a square of the main color and then a square of a medium shade and a darker shade. But when you look at it as a whole, the bright colored square is different sizes. And so once it's all put together, if you're standing at one corner, it looks like there's 3D perspective happening with it. And it's really cool, but I'm like, is that a good idea for a baby blanket? I don't know. But it's like light, medium, and dark shades of a color like the other blanket. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out. I got some time. Not a whole lot of time, but I got some time. I'm up for suggestions if anyone's got 3-color baby blankets that they've seen that they recommend.
I mean, that seed dot baby blanket that I started and then went nope is not in my skill set, but it might be in yours.
Ooh, I might have to check that out.
Speaking of baby blanket,
Let's see. Look at that!
it's getting there.
It is.
It's getting
Love
there.
it.
I had to get more yarn, and much like you, Danny, it doesn't match. And I kind of don't care at this point.
And
The
Because
baby
it's
won't
like-
care.
Yeah, he's not gonna care, and the reactions to it will tell me whether or not that corner of my family is knit worthy.
there you go. That honestly
Good.
is a thing.
Good test. Yeah.
A very gentle little test, born from the fact that I am currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, almost 16 iterations through this pattern, and I
I
am
love
not
all those
redoing
numbers.
it.
They were even in order, which was great.
Gave Greg the big O there.
Such a big smile.
But yeah, it's going well. I haven't had to it's been a while since I've done a count, and I just finished the whole bit, the holy bit, and all of the numbers are still working out.
Yay.
So I am pleased.
Excellent. We like that for you.
Yeah, that's all I've been working on, and trying not to die while working on stuff.
I find there comes a point in a baby blanket where I'm like, is this growing at all?
I know, that's where I'm at with this right now.
Like, I know I'm putting more yarn into it. I feel like I should see more of it.
Nothing's happening.
That
But
happens with
it's
mine.
now
There.
it's now big enough that it puddles very nicely in my lap while I'm working.
That's always nice. A little bit of a problem sometimes with the pets, depending on how well they are adjusting to yarn in your life. But
They generally don't care about it. Like every once in a while, they will see the yarn looping between where I'm working and the bag that the yarn lives in, and they'll start chewing on it. But I usually catch that fast enough to be like, no.
yeah. Hershey is not interested in anything yarn or knit related at all. Molly really likes to have my project on her. So, like, I'll sit cross legged in the chair, she'll sit in my lap, and she likes to have the blanket or the sweater on her, as if it is a separate little blanket for the pupper.
Oh, that's sweet.
So, like, you know what? If you just want to be covered by things, I'm okay with that. You're not eating it, you're not
Decorated.
destroying it.
Uh-huh.
I'm fine with it. Wow, we have lots of stuff today. I like it. I'm very excited about all of our projects.
Yeah.
I'm ready to rip this stupid pocket out and do it again.
You
Put it in
got this.
timeout.
Yep.
Think about it.
It's just going to live
Pick
in
it
its
when we
little
can.
bag for now. And
Yeah.
Eat it into a corner for a little bit.
I think I was thinking about it, and I think my problem is that I'm not pulling tight enough on it.
Mm.
It told me to go down a needle size, or to go up a needle size, and I did that the first time, but I'm wondering if maybe I need to either yank harder or just stay with the smaller needle size. That might be the trick. I don't know. I'll play with it. We'll figure it out. We'll make it work.
The nice thing about it, though, is that a pocket is a small enough sort of thing to experiment with. You can do a couple of experiments if you need to without a lot of investment of time and effort.
Yeah. And it's not, I've got enough yarn left that if the yarn starts getting ratty after being knit too many times, I can just cut it and
Yeah.
use more. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And it is also the not quite the same dye lot. So the pockets and the button band will be
Button
the
bands,
same
right.
thing. So it helps tie
Nice.
everything together.
Does.
There's a plan. There's a plan in here.
Can, can you
Look
see
at that
the
little
horn?
guy.
Oh
Yeah.
See the horn? Yeah.
Okay, because in real life it doesn't look very
Very
contrast. It'll be fine. She's not going to care. She's going to be delighted.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if
It's,
she's
uh,
not
yeah.
delighted, well, pooey on her,
Then you
and
know.
she's not knitworthy.
Yeah.
We learn. We learn. I just realized that it's been a long time since anyone at work had a baby. Huh.
Those things go through phases.
They do.
It's like,
We had a couple
'Cause you're
years
all-
where we had like 4 or 5 a year.
a lot of times you're like
How many people are
you're
at your
working
work?
We've gotten, at peak capacity, we've got about 60 employees.
Okay.
Oh my god! I thought it was just like a little 10
no.
people office.
No, it's a biggish one. And
Oh my gosh. Okay.
much
Honestly,
of
I
the
had
staff-
pictured exactly the same as E did.
Yeah, no, much of the staff is younger female. Prime baby age.
Prime baby havers.
Yes.
Good.
And a lot of them will have a baby and come back for a while and then decide, nope, I don't want to do this. And go be a mom at home.
Which
and
is
that is
valid.
an excellent choice given the cost of childcare. If you
Yeah.
can make it work.
Yeah, for a lot of folks, it's like, oh, my entire salary is going to pay somebody else to watch my kid.
Yeah, that's
Why
what
am I
happened
doing
for my
this?
parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of that then? No. I don't
Right.
want to work just so that I can give it all to someone else.
Right. I could quit my job, and yes, I would lose that entire salary, but then I would not spend it on
counterpoint-
someone else looking
Yeah.
after my kid.
So yeah, we do have, some years we had a lot of turnover because there were just a lot of people
Yeah.
who had kids and decided, nope, that's it, I'm done. And that,
Yeah.
good for
More
you.
power to him.
Yep.
hmm
But yeah, it's been a while since I've had to make a baby blanket for work. That was just popping into my head.
had to.
I was about to say, had the option to do so, not an obligation.
Ever.
No. Although, with the way people talk about them, I kind of feel like I have to. But it gives me warm fuzzies.
As long as they appropriately appreciate your work.
Well, and
Yeah.
that's what it is like Amberly, her kids are now like 11 and 14, and they both still have the blankets that I made for them.
That's
Aw.
cute.
I'm like, oh. So yeah, like the people who talk about it in a very positive, loving way, and like,
Yeah.
well, okay, if I made you so happy, well, I might as well make someone else happy too. So.
It's good to be in the happy making business.
Sorry, just the way that popped through East. That was a lot.
The more details I put on, the more difficult it is to get him to flip inside out so I can tie the knots in it.
Yep, that makes sense. Well, I think that's sort of us wrapping up, isn't it?
I think so.
We are scheduled to be back in 2 weeks on the 28th for another
Okay.
Just Knits episode. We are hoping that in early September we will have another Crits episode, because boy, stuff happened last time, didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. I still think that you're taking out your frustration that you weren't able to kill any of us on your knitting.
I really thought someone was going to die. I
I was
I.
ready.
did
I
not
was ready.
think that Herder was going to have such good rolls for
Yeah.
for his counter spells
Yeah,
Yes.
that was
and be able to
incredible.
block 7th and 8th level spells.
That
Would
was
the force cage wouldn't have killed Assault though, would it? It would have just held her and kept
No,
her
but it would
away.
have ruined the rest of us.
It
It-
would have sat
right.
there for an hour and kept her from doing anything for an hour. And she was the one
could
who
have
was
done
doing
your knitting.
damage.
sit in your force cage and knit. while we-
Stress knitting.
Yes.
What's the shape of a force cage? Could she have dug her way out of that in an hour with her
No.
shield? Is it all the way around?
It's all the way around. Yeah.
Hmm.
Has 6 sides.
I looked it up.
I didn't, because I was like, Herder made it not happen. Kind of don't care anymore.
I
Yeah.
wanted to see how screwed we would have been.
Very. I'm so
Yeah.
glad you had counterspell.
Yeah,
it would have been a very
it was
different
very
fight.
fortunate. I feel like, I don't know, we could talk about this more, when we're actually
wrap
doing a
up.
real crit sort of thing. But I mean, with Herder's +9 on the spell attack thing, that made it that helped a lot.
Yeah.
I was like,
It made it
that-
possible.
Yeah.
right.
I mean, you still
Yeah.
could have rolled a 1.
Yeah.
I rolled. Yeah, I mean, and the second time, he just
Oh, it
met
was
it.
Yeah,
on the
that was-
nose.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, it was definitely, it wasn't a given at all.
Yeah.
I mean, Herder was very lucky.
Yeah.
We all
Assault was
were
very
lucky.
lucky.
Yeah.
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 Because I have a whole list of the spells that this guy had.
Oh,
There's so
I
much
hope
to
you'll share
unpack
that.
in our afterwards.
Yes.
I
That'll be fun.
I will share things.
Which is a great reminder that we do have a channel in the Discord for people to post questions. Because
Any of your burning
we'll wrap it up.
questions.
we'll wrap it up and have some Q&A, I guess.
And some
Yeah.
stuff will get answered, and some of it might not, because we are planning to do a campaign 2,
The
which
world still exists.
may be somewhat related, or it may not be. We'll see.
I mean, given how erratic we tend to be with actually following plot lines.
Even if it's not related, it might
Schmott.
be related.
Like, you may not get
We'll
his
circle it all together somehow.
yeah, you may not get his full spell list, but you'll get some highlights. The stuff that he was going to use if he could get rid of his ult. All right. Well, thank you, everyone.
I mean, if
who hung
he'd gotten rid of Assault, he would have had to deal with Owen and
They were getting hurt.
Erasmus. They were getting hurt, but
Yeah.
like If they saw Isolde get caged away, they would have done what she was doing and focus on the caster.
It's true. I was trying to get over there, but there kept being all these dead students in the way.
Yeah,
That was why Misty Step was a great thing.
Rose.
that was pretty damn cool.
All right, well, I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my pie.
Yes, enjoy your pie. And we will be back in 2 weeks' time. Until then, happy knitting. Bye.